2-1.
21.
2-1. 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Because if you're looking at it, then it would be 21. Not 1-2.
Welcome to another episode of A BJJ Marriage.
Hello.
Episode number 21.
21.
Wow.
Woo!
It's been like close to half a year. 21's close to half a year of episodes.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like another month. But, yeah. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway.
Welcome.
How's your week been?
It was a fun week.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have any special guests this week.
No.
Just your lovely hosts, Brittany Lee, the beautiful one, and Nick Lee, the obnoxious one.
Mm-hmm. I concur with that statement.
Yeah, cheers to that.
But, ooh, we have some coffee from Cedarburg today. Made a little quick stop in Cedarburg, Wisconsin to get some coffee because we knew that they'd probably have a little mom and pop type coffee shop rather than like a Starbucks or a Caribou because we really wanted to, support local and try something new. And it was on our way home, so figured why not. But it's really good.
Yes. Oh, today is Father's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Special shout out to any fathers that might be watching this or listening to this.
All the fathers.
We appreciate you guys.
You guys deserve more than one day a year.
Yeah, without our fathers, none of us would be here. I saw the meme the other day. Without, you're lucky your father wasn't gay or something like that. Be thankful your father wasn't gay, otherwise he wouldn't be here.
Well, some parents are gay.
Yeah.
Some of them decide afterwards that they're like, oh, I'm gay now, which is fine. But, so I don't agree with that meme. Because, sometimes they just change their mind.
Yeah, but
I know a guy whose dad is in prison, and he's turning into a woman right now. But, 7 years ago when he had this kid, he didn't decide that, so...
Well...
All right, different topic. I'm over it.
I was talking about a joke.
Yeah. I made it literal.
You made it a little more literal. It's okay.
Happy Father's Day.
So happy Father's Day. To everybody regardless, and if you still like women or not, it's totally fine.
Whatever you do, it's 2021.
Yep, 2021.
But anyway, so...
But yeah, this week we're talking about how much fun we have while we do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of a broad statement because I feel like a lot of people, when they say that they do jiu-jitsu or they're really invested in it and they take a lot of time to do it, they're like, oh, it's so much fun, you should just do it. Like, you'll get in really good shape and you'll learn self-defense and, all the really, really common things that you hear from people who do jiu-jitsu, which, don't get me wrong, they're all accurate. We say the same thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Fluid's a little bit more special than a couple other places.
Yes.
But... not necessarily saying that we're above anyone, but we just have some pretty cool events that make everything a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of fun. So we can get into those events too. But I wanted to talk about fun in a frame for what keeps people coming back to jiu-jitsu to begin with, in a more general sense. Because a lot of times people hear about jiu-jitsu from their spouses or from their friends. And, especially after training, if they go out or something, typically, you'll talk about, how much you got smashed that day or all the submissions you got caught in, or people will see all your injuries, and that brings up the topic of jiu-jitsu to people that don't do jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And to outsiders, it can seem crazy that we continue this sport, right? So I was talking to a friend, Justin, that trains at Fluid with us. And he was like, yeah, I almost got the wife in, because we were talking about whatever. And he was like, yeah, she's working out a lot, but I still can't get her to come do jiu-jitsu. And I was like, yeah, well, maybe you should tell her how much fun you have. And he was like, yeah, I complain about how much I get smashed all the time. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, you go home after every class and talk about how much you get smashed. Or if
say,
people...
look, honey, look at my bruises.
Yeah, look at all the bruises I have, or... yeah, I'm limping this week because somebody held onto a heel hook too long, or things like that. The outside world isn't going to be like, well, that seems like something I should really do. They're going to be like, I'm not sure about that. But then also for kids, if they're not having fun at their classes, like at all,
they're not going to come back.
They're not going to come back because they're kids, and it's really not up to them anyways. But if they go to their parents and they're like, it was like school, and we had to do the things, and then it was over.
Just like that?
Yeah, that's what I imagine like bored kids sound like.
I mean, yeah. We definitely try to incorporate fun into the kids' classes that we teach because we want them to, be able to go to school and go to their neighborhood kids and just be like, hey, I'm in this school, I'm in this jiu-jitsu school, and we have so much fun. Like, we play games for warm-ups, and we do this, and we get to beat each other up, and it's great.
Right.
But,
yeah.
A lot of places do traditional warm-ups, and those are really, really good because it can get your cardio in shape and it can get your body flowing and moving in a way that you need it to in order to prevent injuries later on.
But, and it builds up habitual motions that you're always going to use in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but kids don't want to do that.
Kids don't always want to just do that. That's why kids hate gym class.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I hated gym class because of that kind of stuff. Like, I liked the days that we played dodgeball or capture the flag or anything else, like a game, incorporate a game, but still have it be learning.
Yes.
So
and moving.
Yeah. So we always try to incorporate fun activities for our kids to do. Like I made them be a circus animal one time.
Yeah.
Where I told them all that we're going to do random things as pretending to be in a circus. So they had to be like lions jumping through a ring of fire, and there's just like a hula hoop that they had to jump through. And then they had to do like aerobics and do like cartwheels down the floor or something like that.
And then we did lumberjacks where one half of the group rolled along the floor like a log, and then the other half of the group followed them doing axe kicks, acting like the lumberjack.
Yep. That was for kickboxing, so the kicking really came in there.
Yeah, but that was fun.
Yeah, so we just always try to come up with creative little notions like that to keep them coming back, keep them talking about it, keep them excited. And, we only get our kickboxing class once a week, and it's always on Fridays. So during the school year, it's really fun because we're always like, oh, how was school this week? And they're like, well, it sucked. And it wasn't fun. And I was like, all right, well, we ready to have some fun today? And they're like, yeah. And
then I asked one more time, and the double is loud. Yeah. Every time.
Yep.
That's a great psychology trick for crowds, by the way.
Yeah. And I mean, kids they're easy to entertain. You give them a game, they're happy for the rest of the night. Adults, too. Like, if you can get their brain thinking like a child where they can just have fun while they're learning, they will probably also keep coming back and keep telling their friends.
Yes. So one thing we do for warm-ups, I think it's once a month or once every other month or something like that, is we have a Nerf War Warm-Up where we have this pile of Nerf guns in the back, and we take these puzzle mats and build barricades, and we have a crash mat.
Yeah, it's a big giant crash mat.
It's a big giant pad in the middle, and it's kind of set up like a paintball field, but it's much smaller because it's just Nerf guns. And then we start up on opposite ends of the mat, go to our barricades, get our Nerf guns, try to shoot each other.
Yeah.
Super fun, super basic.
Yeah,
but super fun.
But man, do adults really get into it?
Yes, and
especially our cop friends. They are really good at that game.
Yeah, they're talking to each other like they're raiding a house.
Yep. And they're really good at like coming around the corner and just looking and pew pew and then coming back, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
They pew pew that.
Pew pew.
Oh my god.
But no, there's definitely been a couple of our cop friends that I'm like, yep. This is your game. I'm gonna lose because this is your job.
And then there's people that go overboard with the equipment they bring. Like Dave, he's got the sniper rifle that probably shoots a Nerf dart at like 200 feet per second.
Oh my goodness. We tell everyone, we're like, okay, bring your own Nerf guns if you have them, and that way the people who don't have them can use the ones that the gym has.
Half of them are broken, but that's okay.
That's okay. Some of our kids were like, can I be in it? Can I be in it? And we're like, we're really weird about it. So we're just like, okay, how about like if you're 12 or older or something, you can be in it. So Lewis shows up on the first time we ever did it, and he has this just like massive 3-foot gun that he brought in, and instead of it being like Nerf gun pellets, they were actually like circle pellets.
Yeah, the Nerf balls.
Oh my goodness. And they just shot out like a cannon. Like
it was like a Gatling gun.
Yeah, it wasn't just like you shoot one and then you like reload it or whatever. It was just like 10 of them came out at a time.
Automatic just.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and then there's balls everywhere.
But that's something that we always look forward to every month. It's every third Wednesday is the Nerf gun fight.
Yep.
So that's super fun.
And every first Saturday of the month, we have an open mat with a potluck,
Mm-hmm.
which is super fun
That
because
keeps people coming.
there's a lot of people at our gym that like to cook or they have gardens that they like to share with. Not me. I just like to eat the things.
Yeah.
I try to bring donuts all the time.
It also just unites us a little bit more too as
Yes.
a jiu-jitsu family community.
Creates a good culture.
Yeah.
We train and we eat.
And we also just get to hang out too.
Laura brings her kombucha she makes, and she gets opinions from everybody about her homemade kombucha, which is super fun for her and everybody else. We all guess, and we learned last time what rooibos was.
Yeah,
We've
I
never
think
heard of
everyone
rooibos.
was guessing like chai or orange or something, and she's like, "No, it's rooibos." I'm like, "What is rooibos?"
What the hell is rooibos? Did you pick that up in an alley or what?
Right. So now we said we have to add that to our fluid dictionary.
Yes.
Make it a move.
That's another thing that we do to have fun. We have a dictionary of moves, like her
I don't know if
husband's
you should
home.
go into it. I don't know if you should do it. It's kind of a code.
You gotta come train at Fluid to learn our dictionary.
Yeah, but basically we come up with these really stupid sayings for moves. Like a Kimura could be called something completely different, just so when you're in a competition, I don't know, make up a name for a Kimura right now.
Rooibos.
Rooibos.
Do the rooibos.
Let's say Kimura is a rooibos in our fluid dictionary. Then we're in competition and we can scream, rooibos! And then we'll know, oh, Kimura's open. But the person we're fighting is probably like, what the hell is rooibos?
That way they can't be counter coaching.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in competition, if they're like, go for the triangle, and you're like the opponent, you'll be like, well, I'm not gonna let them go for the triangle.
Yeah. Yep. Counter coaching.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a fluid dictionary. We have a bunch of stuff for like left and right, and a different name for how to pass the guard, and a couple other things. There's a lot on that.
There's a guard pass?
The kids keep knocking it off though every time they
run into the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun. We have a gong at our gym for every time that there's a real "that's what she said" joke. Somebody runs and hits the gong, and it's like
a lot,
big
actually.
gong. Yeah, it happens like every day. It's pretty funny.
Well, when you're just trying to like squeeze something through the hole,
That's what she said.
gong.
Yeah.
That's just another thing that keeps people smiling and laughing and returning. And we also, there's another fun warm-up that we do, some games that we play as adults, because like I said earlier, kids have fun with games, but so do adults. We actually have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday, it's no-gi day. So sometimes we'll do like flow rolling just to warm up, or maybe we'll do something else a little bit more traditional, like some bridges and some shrimps and things like that. But most of the time on Wednesdays, on no-gi day, we actually play a game. And we switch it up every time, so it's not like the same, every Wednesday we do the same thing, but we play this game called Knights and Ponies.
Yep.
Man, is that difficult.
That game's super fun.
It's so much harder than it actually looks. Like, it looks like it's just this simple little game, but you actually get really tired doing it.
Yeah, it's basically like King of the Hill, where you have one person in a turtle position, and the other person takes their back with a seatbelt, and that's one team. And then you start in like a circle, and then whoever is the last one with their rider on their back wins.
Yeah, so like let's say Nick would be on his hands and knees almost in like an open turtle position, and then I would be sitting on his back with my hooks in, and instead of me trying to attack him being on his back, we're attacking other players.
Yeah, so it helps you hold your back control with your knees and your hooks and your seatbelt, but then you can, get up to the other people. A lot of times I try to guillotine the horse.
Yeah.
To make the horse tap out.
A lot of times
and they have to drop the rider.
The horses will run into each other head
Oh my
first
God.
and
Yeah,
give each
that's-
other concussions.
Terrible idea. I don't know why people run in with their head.
But then it gives the people on bottom the opportunity to start working on like their knee tips and their guillotines and things like that. Whereas the person who's riding the horse, the knight on the back, they actually get to start working on their arm drags and their underhooks, their overhooks, their clinches, and pretty much everything. So even though it's kind of a brutal game,
it's fun.
It's super fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And it's a good way to learn the positions in a different perspective.
We've also had the kids just do pony races where we make them do laps around the mat as on all fours. And there's one kid we have that's
Derbies?
super good at running around like a horse.
Lewis.
Yes. And he's like race car noises.
Gallop noises. They're like perfect. I don't understand.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He has way too much time on his hands.
Yes. He likes animals.
But yeah, we always try to make it super fun. But I think the thing that makes Fluid stand out, in my opinion, is the events that we hold. So on top of the Nerf Gun Wars and on top of the potlucks and the fun warm-ups that we do, we hold these really cool, fun events all the time. And so one, for example, that we just did this week was prom.
Yes.
And it was our second annual prom, even though it was the third year, but, COVID.
So explain prom a little bit. How does that work?
So prom it's just an open mat. It's quite literally just basically an open mat where people show up. The only difference is that you show up in normal clothes rather than pajamas.
Oh, we should have worn prom outfits.
Dang. Missed opportunity.
We can restart. Just kidding.
But yeah, so the first year we did it was in 2019, and it was just some random idea that we had. We didn't expect it to be an annual thing. We were just like, let's have an open mat and let's make it themed. Let's call it prom. For people who had never went to a prom or just wanted to do something different, something fun, and it was an excuse to wear outside clothes. Yeah,
so what you do is you go to Goodwill and you buy like a $10 suit that you can destroy. Or a tie. I don't recommend wearing a tie to this prom because it's way too easy to get choked by your own tie.
Yep.
But or you wear a dress. I know a couple guys last time wore dresses.
Yeah. So in 2019 we had it themed as 80s. It was the 80s prom.
That's right.
So everyone, like, girls crimped their hair and we spiked the punch and people came in with these like ball gown type dresses and it was super fun. But then we also had like a prom king and queen where people had to vote for a prom king and a prom queen, and then whoever won had to end up fighting each other in front of the whole gym.
That was funny.
That was super cool.
But we had two dudes. Our first prom queen was a dude in a dress.
Yeah, he beat me. I think he only beat me by like one vote, but he still beat me because he wore a dress.
Yep.
Dave.
Damn you, Dave.
Right. But
yeah, that was awesome.
Dave won prom queen. Our friend Miguel, he won prom king, and then they had to do like a 3 or 4 minute match in front of the whole school, which is pretty cool because then we all got to watch them. It was kind of like a competition style. They're both competitors, so it was really nice. It was really fun.
Yeah, they went a little intense, but that's okay.
Yeah. But then by the end of the night, everyone was just destroyed. Like their clothes were ripped and everything like that. So the 80s prom was a huge hit, and it was really fun. And then COVID hit, so we didn't do it in 2020. But then we just had our second prom a couple days ago, and this year it was
luau theme.
Luau theme.
Woo!
So we.
What's a luau song? How does luau sound?
You're welcome.
Okay.
However, The Rock sings it. He sings it much better than I do.
You're welcome. Perfect.
What is okay? Now I'm trying to think of Moana songs.
How far I'll go?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know how it goes. We're not gonna. This is not a singing podcast.
Get Eva on here.
We should get a special guest, Eva. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But it was luau, so that was fun. So we listened to like tropical music, and we had like a beach backdrop to take pictures with.
Yeah.
And everybody wore grass skirts and got laid when they walked in the door.
A couple guys wore coconut bras. That was pretty interesting. Dave did. Dave. But yeah, then I worked really hard on making a couple desserts that were really like beach themed. So I made pina colada cupcakes and I made a pineapple fluff, and then we made a virgin Mai Tai in a big jug so that people could have juice
That's
all
what
night.
It was. The kids were asking me, they're like, what kind of juice was it? And I looked at it and I was like, it's red and orange juice. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, it tastes like alcohol. I was like, well, I hope there's no alcohol in there, but how do you know what alcohol tastes like?
Tracy asked me, I don't think you were there, but she asked me, will you do Gilligan's Island theme with me?
Oh.
Like, we can dress up as Gilligan's Island. We're all going to look great. You'll look great as Marianne. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
No idea.
Sorry. And she was so upset. She was like, oh my God, how could you not know what Gilligan's Island is? I'm like, I don't know. I've never heard of it. I'm sorry. Now I know because I was forced to look at it and everyone was very disappointed in me that I didn't know. But, I know. Sorry.
You're making lots of noise.
But everyone was very disappointed that I didn't know what Gilligan's Island was, and I didn't want to be Mary Ann. So I just wore my dress from, I think we bought it in Jamaica or something.
Yeah.
Wore that instead.
I've heard of Gilligan's Island.
See, I hadn't.
But I don't know anything else about it except for that it existed. So, sorry, anybody that knows.
She still did it, though, right? The chaperone?
Was it? What?
I think the chaperone was part of Gilligan's Island.
I thought it was just she wanted to be a chaperone for prom.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe part of Gilligan's. I mean, either way, it was fantastic.
It was a great costume.
I had never seen Gilligan's Island, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, Tracy shows up in like a chaperone type dress with pearls.
She looked like a librarian.
Yeah, she did. That's a perfect description.
Yes.
She looked like a librarian and she had chaperone rules. And it was all of our little fluid inside jokes on the chaperone rules, which was even better. Everyone loved it. It was super cool.
She won Best Dressed. Oh, we also had a guy, Scott, showed up in a pig costume.
Yep.
Because he wanted to be the pig roast for the luau.
Yep. So he sat in the middle of everyone in the group picture with an apple in his mouth.
That was awesome.
Shout out Scott Sorry.
Yes. That was super funny.
Yeah, so we do stuff like that all the time where we try to throw on these themed events and do random things to, get people smiling and keep them thinking about how much fun they had, because I think my dad just made a post this week and said learning is way more fun.
More
when
effective.
when you're
10
having
times more
fun.
effective when you're having fun.
Thank you. That's what that was.
And then he said statistics are all made up.
Yeah. That's what it is. Like, why do you want to just go sit and... I mean, learning jiu-jitsu is great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic. But it'll get boring if you just sit there and... This is the move. Okay, go drill the move. Now circle up. Next move. Okay, go drill the move. And it's like, cool, you'll get really good at jiu-jitsu, but are you having fun doing it?
Yeah, and there's, something to be said for competitors that want to be super serious all the time. That's fine. We have a couple classes like that are super serious. And if you want a gym to be like that all the time, that's probably not the gym for you. But for hobbyists and the general population of the world, this is totally fine. It's totally good to just have a community to have fun with and be part of this group.
Yeah.
And do jiu-jitsu together.
A blood stain on my gi.
Oh. You try to kill somebody?
Probably. It's probably Dave's.
Yeah, blame everything on Dave.
Everything's Dave's fault.
Yeah, what else we do? We had a Halloween event, which is super fun, where everybody comes dressed up around, end of October.
Yeah. What else do we do for Halloween, though? There's different things that we try to do for our events that we hold. Like, we do a Christmas party, which I think was pajama theme last year. Just, have people show up in pajama-themed Christmas outfits.
That's right.
And then Halloween, you can wear whatever you want as long as you're okay with it getting ripped. But I feel like we did something in Halloween. We also typically do raffles, too. So, at our events, we normally are able to give out prizes where they can win cool stuff. So, third place just gets, a little dollar store basket. And second place can win, credit to the gift shop. And first place normally wins something super cool, like a free month's membership. Or this, at prom, we just gave out a free gi, which was pretty cool. So
that was awesome.
That's also a good incentive to get people to, show up and have fun and enjoy doing it. Yeah. The other thing we did for prom this year for the raffle is you didn't just get to enter the raffle just for being there. There was actually a bingo card that they had to fill out.
And every bingo you got you more entries to the raffle. Yeah,
and Joe figured it out. There's apparently 14 possible bingos that you could get if you filled out the entire card. If you blacked out your card, it was 14 bingos. So Joe got 7 bingos, and he didn't win a single thing. But
Joe.
It was a good incentive to get people to get moving, because there's different things all over that bingo card. Do 25 shrimps on each side, or roll 5 rounds in a row without stopping.
Or roll with your eyes closed.
For 1 round, record 1 match, get the gong rung. I had even vote for prom king and queen, or go sign the board in front so that you can show that you were there.
Yeah. Check in on Facebook.
Yeah, just random little things. It was an easy card, besides the firewalk.
The firewalk was difficult. Oh my goodness. And we had limbo.
Mm-hmm.
That was super fun, and I did way better than I expected to. Mm-hmm. It was holy mackerel.
Yeah.
How am I still up?
I love how Sergio just walked under and he's like, Okay, I'm done.
That was easy.
Sergio's our little 6-year-old kid. He's like super tiny.
That's because I'm 6.
Yeah. And so every time he walked under the limbo, he really just had to like duck his head back and he was under. Like he's like, I'm winning. We're like, yeah, kid, we know, because you're 2 feet tall.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, so we had limbo and then the bingo card and then the desserts, and that was good turnout, I think. I wish more people showed up. If you're from Fluid and you weren't there, you missed out.
It was a good time. There was still maybe like 15, 20 people.
There's 17, I think I counted.
Okay.
I wanted there to be like 25, 30, because that's what I made enough dessert for.
Oh, well.
But
yeah, we were doing for a while, like once a month, we had a special Friday open mat where we would do like one arm or like one limb rolls or blindfold rolls or...
That's what we're doing now. For No-Gi Fridays, we do rolling with punching.
Oh, okay. That too, which you don't like.
Nope.
Tell them about the first time you rolled with somebody punching you.
Nope.
Well, how'd that go?
I did not like it, and this is how I realized that it doesn't matter how good I get at jiu-jitsu, I will probably die.
No. I also know jiu-jitsu and I was punching you.
That's how I felt. And that's what Joe said, too, when I was rolling with him yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. And someone was watching because he was just, he's twice my size. So he's just rolling all on top of me. And I was like, this is how I know I would die if I got attacked. And Joe was like, Brittany, you realize I also know jiu-jitsu, right? And I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so rolling with punches. We have gi every other Friday, and then no gi the days that we don't have gi, obviously. And we...
What?
But on no gi Fridays, we're going to start incorporating where we can roll with boxing gloves on. And
or
Nick,
MMA gloves.
Yeah, Nick has MMA gloves, not boxing gloves. And he was my first roll that night, which was also I think both of our first times ever.
I've rolled with gloves before.
Have you?
Yeah, when we were practicing for pancreation.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So it was my first time rolling with gloves on. And so I was able to get punched, but not hard or anything. Like, he was just, like, knocking me, showing me it's there. But
just touching her.
My God, you got into, like, a knee on belly almost right away, and then just rammed into my gut over and 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 over. And I was like, I'm going to die.
What happened was I didn't even, like, kneel. Well, first of all, I can't kneel right now anyways. But I walked up directly to her guard, and she put her feet on my hips, and I just started punching her straight from the guard. And she was like, oh God. And then I pushed her legs out of the way, got to the knee on belly, and then just right to the belly. Just punch, 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 punch. And she was like, ah! A bit overwhelmed.
I was terrified. So I got to work on that.
So that might not be so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's fun sometimes.
We were just watching UFC yesterday, and some dude was holding the other guy in his guard, but not well, because he just kept getting hit in the face as hard as possible. He
didn't have a closed guard. He didn't have feet on the hips. He wasn't pushing away at all. He was just getting punched.
And I'm like, bro, the point of a guard is to keep them from not punching you.
Yes, he did not use that well.
No. And then I was like, I understand now that it's very difficult to get punched while you're rolling, but at the same time, like, what's the point in using your legs in a guard if you're just going to not use them?
Yeah. I don't know what he was. Was that heavyweight match? Or was it before the heavyweight?
Before the heavyweight, I think.
When we were still at my mom's? I think so.
I don't remember, but...
I don't know. But yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. UFC Jiu-Jitsu is much different than real Jiu-Jitsu.
Unless it's Ige and Korean Zombie, because that was pretty good Jiu-Jitsu.
They put on a very good show of Jiu-Jitsu for MMA.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys are actually interested in watching pretty decent jiu-jitsu in a UFC match, because it doesn't happen very often, you should go rewatch the Korean Zombie and Dan Ige. That was match, awesome. Because they're both, Dan is a black belt, and then the Korean Zombie was apparently a brown belt because he got awarded his black belt right after he won. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Spoiler.
But he'd already played, so whatever. But
yeah, that was fun to watch.
So he got his black belt as he won, and the match went all 5 rounds, and their jiu-jitsu was just fantastic. I thought so. It was very controlled.
Yep.
And
great defense and great transitions.
Yep. By the 5th round, you could tell they were both dead. But I mean, the fact that they made it 25 rounds with getting hit in the face.
25 rounds?
25 minutes.
Holy shit. What are you watching?
Wow, can you imagine?
Holy
Oh my
shit.
goodness.
How many minutes is that? What's 25 times 5? 125 minutes? Whoo!
Nope.
No, thank you.
Nope.
That does not sound fun.
Anyway. But yeah, the Ige and Korean Zombie was a very good jiu-jitsu match. If you want to go watch some good jiu-jitsu on TV, that doesn't include being on the mats.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah. So we're talking about rolling
with punches.
With punches.
Before we started talking about a terrible guard.
Yeah, well, there's so many people in the UFC that just have terrible jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. It's like ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It makes us look like a joke. Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense that they're black belts half the time. But again, getting punched is a different story.
Yes.
Like, I would consider myself as a white belt to be pretty good at defending a lot of things. And seriously, within the first 10 seconds that he started hitting my gut, I immediately just froze. Everything stopped. Like, I felt like I couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. The saying, the cliche, is everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face is a very real saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, even in, like, if you're used to kickboxing.
Yeah.
If you're used to Muay Thai and you get smacked in the face, like, once, oof, that split second of you, like, whoa, that can be it for you. It can,
That was rough. But it's fun. It's still something to, like, look forward to.
It's a good experience.
Especially because we're not doing it hard to each other. We're not trying to hurt each other. Like, it's not UFC.
Right. We do it just to remind each other what jiu-jitsu is like if somebody's trying to hit you. Mm-hmm. Because we also don't want to fall into that trap of jiu-jitsu is a safeguard for every type of attack that there is. Jiu-jitsu is really good against jiu-jitsu and for regular self-defense, but you also got to remember people are going to try and be pulling knives on you. Well, hopefully people aren't going to, but it's possible that people will pull knives on you. They'll break a bottle and stab you or get a chair or...
Yeah, when I think about jiu-jitsu, having to use it in the real world, I would say that the only thing that really comes to my mind, like the real life scenario that I would ever probably be caught in, is if a bar fight broke out somewhere.
Yeah, because how many times have we gone to the bar this year?
0. How many times did we go out in 2020? 0. How many times did we go out before COVID? Probably like 2. We don't go out.
Yeah, we don't go out to bars.
Not to bars.
Yeah.
Restaurants all the way. Like, I'll go visit any restaurant, anytime, anywhere. But, like, bars, that's never really been our scene.
No, you can find us at a coffee shop, though.
Yeah.
In Cedarburg. Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, what were we saying before that?
Yeah, so we were talking about...
Bar fights. Yeah. But no, I've honestly thought about that because I'm just like, if I really was getting attacked somewhere, somehow, what's the most real life scenario that it would ever be happening in? And honestly, the only thing I can ever think of is like some catty person is just coming at me in a bar.
Yeah, I think for me it would be a concert.
Really?
Yeah, somebody being drunk or stupid at like a Summerfest or at all the concerts I like to go to.
Like a guy trying to grab me?
That too,
That wouldn't go well.
No.
No.
I always say that if anybody ever tried to attack you, first I would destroy them, and then your dad would pop out of nowhere. He'd just have this like super dad sense,
just Superman,
just like come out of the ceiling, Superman pose, and then that person would die.
Yeah, it would not be a good day for them.
You touch my daughter, prepare to die.
Yeah.
That's obviously your dad. That's what he sounds like.
Just
with
like
his new haircut, yeah.
But I mean, if someone were to really try to like grab me at Summerfest, I have the reflexes at this point in time where I would probably arm drag them and break their wrist. Because I almost did it to my cousin on accident. And it's just a reflex at this point. I definitely still have a lot to work on with it and a lot more of the like little details in all 75. But there are quite a few self-defense moves that are just reflex for me now. And if someone were to try to grab my boob, yeah, I'd probably...
Whoops.
Except for Nick. I'd probably try to break their wrist. And I probably would break their wrist within a matter of seconds.
So
don't do that.
Yeah. Don't try to grab the boobs over here.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
But yeah, so I guess that would be the scenario.
Yeah, I would say some big crowd. Mm-hmm. Some big event, some like state fair type deal. Mm-hmm. Summerfest, that type of stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the same for you too.
Right. That's what I was saying for me.
Because it's not also, like you said, we don't go out to bars.
Right. It's like, yeah, no. Or if I was driving for Uber or something and somebody decided to try to steal my car, it would probably get shot. So.
Yeah, that would not go well. I know last weekend we left the house to go teach kids class, and it was just Master Sauer here, and he was alone in the house, but we left the door unlocked so that my dad could come pick him up in a couple hours. Yeah. And he had said to me, he's like, should we leave the door unlocked? And I was like, I feel bad for whoever tries to break into a house with Master Sauer in it. Like, I really do feel sorry for that sap. So, yes, we can leave the door unlocked. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. They would probably die.
Yeah.
So, that's fun, I guess. Knowing how to protect yourself.
Yeah. But I feel like we have such a good atmosphere that it's been making learning more fun for us.
Oh, absolutely. Like, we look forward to going to the gym for the social connections we have, as well as sharpening our techniques. Mm-hmm. Right? So we have a good relationship with everybody that coaches every class. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like since they're all guys, a paternal relationship where they're like they're sharing their jiu-jitsu with us.
It's a really good relationship, actually. Mm-hmm. Like, type of relationships that you invite them over for dinner and hang out with them outside of the gym. Like, it's not like we're the student, they're the professor, and that's the relationship. It's like we adore Mike.
We've built really good bonds with these people.
And even Rob when he was around. And then Adam is one of our very good friends, and he's been teaching a class on Tuesdays. And
yes,
my dad doesn't count, but Laura.
By default.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, we love her strength and conditioning class and everything that she does to bring fun to the gym. Mm-hmm. She always has great commentary whenever she's around in class, which is super fun. Mm-hmm. Everybody brings their own personality to Fluid, and it's super fun that it's such a big melting pot of people.
Yeah. Like Laura, for example, every time there's a birthday on Facebook,
oh my goodness,
she has to type an entire paragraph in all capital letters.
Capital letters.
Telling them some ridiculous story about how she's so happy that they were born out of their maternal, I don't even want to, no. Maybe I'll just find one, and then I'll read it. You keep talking. Nope, I'm going to find one so I can read it.
No, this is going to sound all weird now.
She just did one to Adam.
Seymour who?
There it is. All right, so in all caps, she goes, since it is the annually recognized time period for the event in which the maternal human who hosted your parasitic stage for several months forced you from her juicy loins and into the outside world, you should probably say something to her in recognition of her great efforts.
And that's it. Not even just happy birthday.
That's Laura. And that just makes it fun. That's another way that she makes
Fluid fun. And jiu-jitsu fun for us. Because we just enjoy being in that environment for whatever reason.
Because she basically whispers that kind of crap into your ears when you're rolling with her.
Oh, yes. She'll take your back, and then she'll, like, pin you down, and then she'll, like, pet you, be like, shh.
Yep.
Shh. It's okay. You can tap. It's okay.
Oh, Laura.
And then we're like, oh, God, this is terrible.
Yeah. But basically, she's just another example of how great Fluid and how great jiu-jitsu can be. And you have the best people around you to support you and keep you going. Yep. It's another thing, too, that is we all have such a good support system for one another, too. Like, the competitions have been an over 2-hour drive recently since COVID. It's been up in the Dells rather than Milwaukee.
Yep.
And we still get people who just drive up there just to support.
Yeah.
They're not even competing. They're not even staying the night. They're just up there to support.
Yeah, they watch. They help us coach. They help us, like, get waters and help be there to support us, like you said.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You just have to find your people.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really cool about our gym is all the people that are there really vibe really well together. Mm-hmm. And I know that at other places, or I've heard stories from, the Facebook groups we've been in where people will complain about some of their team members being dicks or
their
training too hard.
Their coach not being the best either.
Yes, their coach really not letting you go to other places or anything like that. And that can start to bring in a whole bunch of negative culture to your gym. And that's something that I specialize in with one of my other businesses at My Odyssey is company culture coaching and consulting. And that's one thing that we're always talking about is, from the leader to the person on the bottom rung of the totem pole, not that they're unequal or anything like that, but based on their positions, they should both be on the same mission and both have the same vision and both have the same goals for working together.
Right. It's kind of like all the sayings, like you treat the janitor with the same respect that you treat the CEO of a company. Mm-hmm. And then my dad always says that it doesn't matter what rank you are on the mat, whether you're a first day white belt or a 10-year black belt, like everyone's equal once they step on his mat, mm-hmm. which is really cool.
Yep, unless you wear shoes, then you're dead, Tim.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But, I mean, that's something that's super important whenever you're building any community is to think about, what values are important to you and how are you going to portray and lead by example with these values. Mm-hmm. And when people don't fit in that set of values, what are you going to do to either help them to get the desire to fit that mold of your culture, or say, you know what, maybe you should go to the gym down the road.
Right. And it's like being humble enough to say that too, because Fluid is not a fighting school. Like, we're not a huge competitor school. I mean, we have competitors, but we're not like training to compete 24/7. We also don't do a whole lot of stand-up MMA type stuff. We have a Muay Thai class and we mm-hmm. do a couple of stand-up drills throughout the week, but besides that, we don't really train punching and headgear and things like that.
Or like wall fighting, cage fighting.
So if people come in looking for that, my dad just straight up tells them, like, hey, you'd probably be better going off to this gym because they specialize in that for you, and I think you'd get a lot more out of it. Mm-hmm. So just finding your people, your culture is good for you too. Yeah.
So some of the other things to do is like we have beach open mats where we have like a picnic at the beach.
Yep.
That one's super fun.
These mats.
Yep.
Puzzle mats, and go down to the beach in Racine and
find the flattest spot mm-hmm. we can find, and we have a barbecue and just roll in the sun on the beach.
Yep. Seminars too. A couple of our black belts have held seminars. Mike Coy did a seminar, and Master Sauer was just in this last weekend. We're apparently bringing in
Jeff Glover.
I was going to say Donald Glover. That was not it. Jeff
That
Glover.
would be cool too. I would go to a Donald Glover Jiu-Jitsu seminar. But Jeff Glover, I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to our gym.
Yeah. So that brings a lot of people in.
That's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. Super excited. We're actually going to brush up on some Jeff Glover moves pretty soon.
We are?
Yeah.
Donkey guard?
Yeah, we're going to work on donkey guard.
Okay.
I know, Mike, if you're watching, you hate donkey guard, but tell you what, it's been working.
Yeah.
Finding those omoplatas when I'm upside down.
So, yeah, lots of stuff. We're always trying to keep it interesting. Like I said earlier, we're trying to make it so you don't just come to class, learn a move, drill it, learn another move, drill it, and go home. Like, we really try to incorporate fun, and mm-hmm. we always are trying to make people laugh. Everyone, not even just one person. But another thing, too, that we talked about, we didn't really go into detail on, is the professors who actually teach, instructors who actually take the time to show you the techniques. Like, we have a great relationship with a lot of them, but at the same time, Master Sauer was just telling us last weekend that you need to make sure that your students don't get attached to the instructor, they get attached to the curriculum.
Yeah.
Which the instructor can definitely have a huge impact on people's mindset and if they want to come back, because it's like, oh, I like the way this person teaches this more mm-hmm. than the way this person teaches that. But if you have a curriculum and then everyone just tries to keep it fun and motivating, then students will keep coming back.
Yes.
But especially the fun part.
Yeah, I think we have a good mix at mm-hmm. our gym. We have coaches with different teaching styles. Mm-hmm. Some of them are more similar than others, mm-hmm. but it works out really well because you get a good mix of techniques that way. And then we also have some days that are a scheduled curriculum and some days that have like a specific theme.
Yeah, like we go through series.
Yes.
Mondays and Wednesdays is typically one series for a number of weeks. So,
mm-hmm.
like, right now, it's, like, the butterfly guard series. And then, like, we did a half guard series.
What is butterfly guard?
I don't know.
Borboleta guard?
It doesn't work. Just kidding. But, yeah, we did, like, a half guard series. And I think we did a back take series. And just pass the guard. Like, all these different types of things. And, obviously, if you train jiu-jitsu, you know that there's hundreds of things to do from every position. So one class or even just 8 weeks is not going to get through even a tipping point.
Right, but it's a good intro. And then say you see lasso guard for the first time and you're a white belt and you're like, what the fuck is lasso guard? And then we go through that. But then like 2 years later, you're halfway through your blue belt and you see lasso guard again. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to start trying this out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you can add in stuff that way. But I was going to say another thing about coaches. We have coaches that will, if you reach out to them, they will tailor their classes to add in some of the problems you're having, which is super nice. And we have a dedicated question answer Friday class that is super helpful because you get to work on, it's almost like getting a free little private lesson on whatever issue you're having.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some people always come to Friday and then they're like, dang it, I forgot to bring a question.
Yeah.
But like every week, that's probably part of the reason, I asked in our podcast all the time, how was your week? I'm always putting notes like, oh, I got stuck in this spot, or I was trying this sweep, it didn't work, or I can't finish this submission properly, or things like that I will always bring to Friday class.
Yeah.
And it's helps keep me engaged in my jiu-jitsu and have more fun because I get stuck in spots less often because I ask questions about it.
And that's a part of the curriculum.
That is a curriculum class.
Friday is question answer.
Even if Brent's not there, we'll have somebody high level typically that can answer any questions that we're having, which is super cool.
Yep. Like we know Thursdays is beginner class. We know that Fridays is question answer. We know Saturdays is beginner class. We know
an open mat, yeah.
Yeah. We know Wednesdays are no gi day and like things like that. Like it's
and Tuesday is going to be more stand up than on the ground.
Oh my goodness, it's so difficult.
Oh God, it's Muay Thai and then stand up class.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
Muay Thai on Tuesdays.
But it's so fun.
Muay Thai on Tuesdays is more intense than Thursdays too, because he does pad work on Tuesdays, whereas Thursdays is more like glove catching and blocking type things, which is still a lot of work, but it's not nearly as hard as punching pads as hard as you can.
Yes. Tuesdays I have to bring 2 rash guards now.
Yeah.
Because it's summer and literally become drenched head to toe.
My hair was sweating on Tuesday. Like, we were doing the swinging knees on the wall, and the ends of my hair had drips coming down onto the floor. And I was like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, good job, Gabe. Thanks for killing us on Tuesdays. Yep. I appreciate it. Keeps us fun. But
keeps us coming back, though.
Yeah, I really do have a lot of fun, like, kicking things as hard as I can. How fun is that for you?
Kicking or catching?
Catching my kicks.
Oh, my goodness. So I've been going with him lately on Tuesdays with pad work for Muay Thai. And his kicks are beastie. Like, holy crap. And
it's because I'm 29.
When you're holding pads, you're holding Thai pads, so you have one in each hand, and it's a lot of grip strength and a lot of forearm strength.
Forearm frames.
Yeah. So I'm here, and then every time he kicks, I'm just going, like, I'm trying to push in, but always your arms go back a little bit with the pressure and the force of the kick. And so I think I felt my forearms on fire up until like Friday. So that was like 3.5, 4 days.
Sorry, love.
Yeah.
But thanks. You
Like
did such a good job.
I almost skipped Wednesday because I was so sore. And then Thursday, I think I was even worse. And I ended up skipping Thursday. It was pretty rough.
I like kicking.
But I was like, my forearms are dead. I can't do anything. I can't. Like, if I were to try to grip something on Wednesday or Thursday, I think it would have just fallen right off.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun in Muay Thai.
The other thing too is you should find something else that motivates you besides just jiu-jitsu. Like, if your school does offer other classes, you should try them out. See if you like them. Like, I know Bergman really wants to come to Laura's strength and conditioning class from now on.
I remember we had a guy that taught capoeira for like a couple of weeks, and I had a lot of fun with that just because it was different, which was interesting for sure. But like, I had fun with it.
Right. We're always trying to add new things to the schedule too. Like, we did a yoga class for a little bit before COVID hit, and I know
that didn't make it through COVID.
Right. One of our black belts just came back after COVID now, and he's talking about starting a Sunday night class, which will be fun for people who are available on Sunday nights. And
oh yeah, Sunday curriculum is full rolling, which is good for them.
Yeah.
It's our rest day, unfortunately.
Right. But it's fun. All of it's super fun, especially the events part of it, and just our people.
Yeah, the people is really what makes it fun. You know, we have a group on Facebook for our team, And there's lots of banter that goes around all the time on Facebook, and we share our jiu-jitsu memes, and we get a shared common interest together, which we can all get behind and all help each other out with. But like I said, it's just a really good vibe with the people.
Building our relationships.
And that's ultimately what makes jiu-jitsu the most fun, because even if I'm getting smashed over and over by someone I like, it's way better than getting smashed and destroyed over and over by somebody that I just really don't like.
Yeah.
That would make it awful, and I probably would find a new spot to go.
Right.
Pretty much.
Think about it. Think about what your favorite part about jiu-jitsu is. Not just learning a move or really landing that submission that you've been working on or something, because obviously we all know that that part's fun. The things that you are working towards are finally paying off. Like, obviously that's all of our end goals, is to get better at jiu-jitsu. But like, what makes your gym fun? What makes your jiu-jitsu fun? What keeps you coming back?
My wife, because her dad owns a school and I got no choice.
No. But
yeah.
No, it's an interesting topic, because we were talking about it today. What do we want to talk about today? And we're like, oh, well, we had prom this week. Let's talk about why fluid is so fun.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Nick and I have never had the opportunity to train somewhere else, because my dad does
besides
own the
like
school.
open mats.
Yeah. But, and obviously we have no plans to change schools anytime. But at this point, like, fluid has been a very fun environment for us. And I feel like we've built up such a good community and a good culture. And there's no point in us wanting to leave ever. So. Yeah.
It's super fun. And there's, enough different type of instruction to keep us growing. And everybody keeps getting better. And we got more and more seminars booked and more different types of techniques coming through the door. We've had John Friedland come in to teach De La Hiva.
Yep.
We've had Master Sauer a couple times.
Brett
Jeff Glover's coming up.
Neutral ground people. Josh taught some stuff in the beginning.
Yeah, Josh has done some guillotine. Darce's. I think Dustin did a couple classes, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Ellie's been starting to sub-teach when we're all gone.
Mike Coy has his own style of jiu-jitsu. I think David Miller might be coming through to show a leg lock.
What?
On Fridays.
That's cool.
I know, right? And he's a beast.
So, now we have a new self-defense person in. Her name is Danny. She's blue belt. She just joined us a couple of weeks ago, and now she's going to be starting a women's self-defense class seminar on Saturdays, which will be super
mornings,
fun.
Yeah.
So just lots of stuff always happening. I know every single class when we're lining up and, the coach is giving their little end of the class spiel, my dad is always just like, yeah, so we have this coming up and this, and I don't know, read the board. There's lots going on all the time.
We should I have an idea. Okay.
I'll
put that on my idea board later.
Okay.
I have an idea. It's not for the podcast. It's for our gym, but that's fine.
All right. But yeah, think about what makes it fun for you and what keeps you coming back and how can you make it better?
Yes. And what do you add to your gym? Because you want to be somebody that adds to your environment instead of somebody that subtracts from your environment. So always think about that.
I agree.
At work, at the gym, at your home, add value.
Yeah. We have fun. Obviously, we do this, so.
Yes. But I would like to say I add a positive environment.
I think you do.
A positive, fun experience. What do you add? Organization.
Yeah?
Creativity.
I'm the backbone of that place. Are you kidding me?
Dad, remember? Oh. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. But no, just think about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you on the mats.
Yeah. So I think that's a good place to end, right?
That's probably a good place. I have to pee, so let's go. I've been trying to end it for 5 minutes.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you liked it on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating or as many stars as you think we deserve. Thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube or wherever you're listening.
He's not letting me pee.
If you help us out, we would really appreciate it. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.